my friends, and welcome to a special WrestleMania edition of Let's Get Cereal, the weekly show where I, your host, Alyssa Marino, eat cereal and talk about stuff. The most wonderful time of the year. I'm not talking about the holidays, I am talking about WrestleMania. So let's add the milk, make this a party, and talk about some of the matches that we are going to see tonight and tomorrow night on the grandest stage of them all. Let's kick off our preview by talking about tag team turmoil. Naomi and Lana facing off against Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, facing off against the Riot Squad, facing off against Natalya and Tamina. My friends, this is gonna be wild. I'll say on a personal note, I very much love the TikTok dances of Naomi and Lana. I think they're so much fun. They're so bright, they're so colorful. I love their energy. I love their excitement. I love their dance moves. I'm also really, really happy to see the Riot Squad because I love Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. I think they have a really great chemistry together, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough because I think Natalya and Tamina are gonna take it. Seeing the way that Natalya and Tamina reacted to Paul Heyman on Talking Smack recently, there's a different kind of fire, a different kind of focus in their eyes, and I think that they are going to be going on tonight too to face the tag team champions, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax.
My friends, pardon the interruption, but at the time that I recorded this episode of Let's Get Cereal, it had not yet been confirmed that Billie Kay and Carmella are competing in the tag team turmoil match. I'm so excited, everything has changed, and I now want them to win. Thank you. And now we return to your regularly scheduled programming.
One of the matches that I am most excited for is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I say this not only because I'm excited to see the documentary, I really want to uncover the conspiracies that have been working against Sami Zayn. Just the history between these two competitors is absolutely outrageous. Sami couldn't open the eyes of Kevin Owens to see all the injustices against him, so now they take it to the showcase of the Immortals and settle it that way. I think that's totally fair. I also think that Sami Zayn will be victorious. The Intercontinental Championship is on the line in a Nigerian drum fight where Big E defends his title against Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews broke it down on SmackDown. The rules of a Nigerian drum fight are there are no rules. He described that the match will be full of, and I quote, a beating so loud it sounds like a drum. How very poetic and percussive. But are we going to see a new Intercontinental Champion? We'll have to wait and find out. Cesaro and Seth Rollins. Spring is in the air. April showers bring May flowers. And Seth Rollins has the drip drip. There's a metaphor here somewhere. Maybe. Whatever the case, I'm really looking forward to seeing Cesaro spinning around Seth Rollins a bunch of times. The United States champion Riddle defends his title against Sheamus, and it's really just an interesting clash of personalities. You have happy-go-lucky Riddle with Travis, his U.S. title, or maybe that's just the eagle on the title. I don't know if that's, is the title Travis? And then you have Sheamus, who's just been, the dude's been through it. He's been out of shape, he's surly, and I don't think he really appreciates the scootin' and rootin' tootin' of Riddle. But is that anger and that fire of Sheamus enough to drive him to dismantling Riddle? And perhaps giving us a new United States champion? Possibly! But what about poor Travis? We're gonna have a steel cage match between Braun Strowman, Choo Choo, and Shane McMahon. I really just don't like this side of Shane McMahon. I like the side of Shane McMahon that's jumping off of steel cages and landing through announce tables. I don't like the Shane McMahon that's just calling Braun stupid. It's very rude. I do like the fact, though, that Braun is taking it upon himself to fight for the voiceless, to fight for those that have been bullied, and for that, I hope we see Braun victorious. Miz and Morrison, hey hey, hop hop, They're going to be taking on Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Now, it's one thing to bash someone over the back with a guitar, but it's quite another to deface a Bugatti. And I truly believe that Bad Bunny and Damian Priest are going to unleash holy hell on Miz and Morrison. I mean, we all know Miz and Morrison really pride themselves on being musical artists, but I think after they encounter Bad Bunny and Damian Priest at WrestleMania, they might change their tune. It's terrible. I'm sorry. One of the other matches that is very, very high on my list, I am so excited for the Raw Women's Championship to be defended by Asuka against Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley just waltzed into Raw and went to the very top of the food chain. I mean, what better way to really make your mark on a brand, on an entire division, and they go straight for the Raw Women's Champion. I really don't know which way this is going to go. I really don't. I can see Asuka retaining her championship. I think if Rhea were to win the championship, I wouldn't be surprised, obviously, because she is so incredibly talented. But I think I would scream and shout more than I would if Asuka retained. Whatever happens, regardless of how it all shakes out at the end, I really just cannot wait to see these two women in a one-on-one match. The Fiend versus Randy Orton. A lot of psychological stuff happening here, and probably lots of icky black goo coming out of everyone's mouths, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Alexa's too. I do wonder what kind of factor Alexa Bliss will play in the match. Is she going to be at ringside? Is she going to be around? Are we going to have a ringside? Is this all going to take place in Randy Orton's head? We don't know. But whatever happens, I'm sure this is going to be a very creepy, demonic, borderline very possibly scary and disturbing, but excellent match. The New Day will be defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against AJ Styles and Omos. I mean, obviously, my friends, we know the chemistry, the bond, the friendship, the love between Kofi and Xavier Woods. I don't know if that's the same to be said on the other side of this matchup, because AJ Styles, I think, is very much for AJ Styles. I don't know how much he would have the back of Omos. I don't physiologically, logistically know how he'll be able to have the back of Omos. I do think that Omos is going to be there for AJ Styles every step of the way. I just feel like AJ Styles doesn't even care to connect. He didn't know Omos's favorite color was mauve. Unacceptable. You at least have to know your tag team partner, your friend, as he says, favorite color. In the end, I do think that the New Day will retain their titles, but I am very curious to see what Omos and AJ Styles have in store for the champions. My friends, we're getting into some rarefied air here, okay? The WWE Championship. Bobby Lashley has just proved that, oh, you know how I had a bunch of people behind me as part of the Hurt Business? I just got rid of 2 of them. I don't even need it. I don't even need that extra. I have MVP and I got me, and that's good. After all that Drew McIntyre has been through, from winning the championship to then the whole debacle at Elimination Chamber and then Fastlane and the stuff with Sheamus, I wonder if there's just a lot on the proverbial plate of Drew McIntyre. And is that going to cause some issues for the former champion? Bobby Lashley, I think, is the almighty. He has MVP in his corner. He's a strong competitor. I do think he has everything that it takes to successfully defend the WWE Championship. When we talk about having things on your proverbial plate, think about all the emotion, all the turmoil that has gone into the Universal Championship triple threat match. Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the tribal chief. The main event of WrestleMania. Doesn't even need to get pinned to lose his title. I think that there was a lot for Edge in this moment. I think Edge really wanted that one-on-one moment. But Daniel Bryan, again, such a fierce competitor, going from someone with some of the lowest ambition to now being part of the main event of WrestleMania, with so many moving parts in this match, with more factors in play than just a one-on-one match for the Universal Championship. I think that there is a very strong possibility that we could see someone new holding the title in the main event of WrestleMania. And speaking of main event, in the main event of WrestleMania, the Women's SmackDown Championship will be defended by Sasha Banks against the EST, Bianca Belair. A moment in history, no, a moment in herstory. This is going to be absolutely amazing. The blueprint, Sasha Banks, she's been talking a big game, and I think rightfully so. She has the skills to back it up, but she's been calling Bianca Belair a rookie. And I think that in a way that's been possibly getting under the skin of Bianca Belair, but in a way where it's been driving her focus even harder. Bianca Belair, the winner of the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble, has really been working to prove herself every step of the way, and this is the moment. This is Bianca Belair's chance to prove that she is the roughest, the toughest. This is Bianca Belair's chance to prove that she is the best. I think that there is no better way and no better time or location to prove it than in the main event of WrestleMania against Sasha Banks. Okay, my friends, that's been my quick takes and some of my predictions and a little rundown of WrestleMania, so you know what time it is. Bottoms up. My friends, thank you again so much for tuning in for this episode of Let's Get Serial with a little bit of a WrestleMania twist to it. You can watch WrestleMania tonight and tomorrow night, April 10th and 11th, in the US on Peacock and on the WWE Network everywhere else. Until next time, continue to do your best to be your best, and I will see you later.